Tonight, in Santa Clara, California, a kid from Wisconsin walks onto the field against the only country he ever wore as a jersey growing up. He's not wearing red, white, and blue. He's wearing the colors of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Levi's Stadium, round of 32, 8 o'clock Eastern on Fox. The United States, ranked 15th in the world, hosting a World Cup knockout game they cannot afford to lose. Because the last time the Americans won one of these, George W. Bush was in his first term, 24 years. That is how long the drought has lasted. And tonight, standing in their way is a 21-year-old who learned to play soccer in MLS academies less than 1,000 miles from where some of these American players trained. His name is Esmir Bajraktarević. He was born in Appleton, Wisconsin on March 10, 2005. He came up through the Chicago Fire's Youth Academy, then the New England Revolution, the same development pipeline that has fed the U.S. men's national team for a decade. He even played for the USMNT once, a friendly against Slovenia in January 2024, coming on as a substitute in the 63rd minute. For a moment, he was one of them. Then he chose the other flag. The reason isn't complicated once you hear it. His parents, Elmir and Amina, are from Srebrenica. In 1995, they survived a genocide that killed thousands of Bosnian Muslims. A massacre so severe, it remains one of the only events in history formally recognized by an international court as genocide. Their own family lost people in it. After the war, they lived as refugees in Switzerland before finally reaching the United States in 2001, 4 years before Esmir was born. He grew up American. He speaks Bosnian at home. Both things are true at once, and for years he tried to live inside that contradiction. In 2024, he stopped trying. He picked Bosnia. That decision looked like a footnote until March of this year. In a World Cup playoff against Italy, a four-time champion, a team that has haunted Bosnian football for a generation, the game went to penalties. Bajraktarević, barely out of his teens, stepped up and buried the shootout-winning kick past Gianluigi Donnarumma, one of the best goalkeepers alive. He tore off his jersey and sprinted for the sideline as his teammates swallowed him whole. That kick didn't just beat Italy, it sent Bosnia and Herzegovina to just its second World Cup ever. Now look at the team he's helped build. 17 of Bosnia's 26 players were born outside the country, in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Sweden, the United States. Sons of refugees raised across a scattered diaspora wearing the flag their parents fled with. Their coach, Sergej Barbares, has said it plainly. Bosnia is small, but its diaspora is bigger than the country itself. This isn't a normal roster, it's a reunion, and tonight is a first. Bosnia has never played a World Cup knockout match before. Not in 2014, not ever. Everything after this kickoff is uncharted territory for an entire nation. For the United States, the pressure runs just as deep, but from the opposite direction. This is a home World Cup. Expectations have never been higher. Coach Mauricio Pochettino has stopped pretending otherwise, telling his players flatly this week that they have no second chance if they lose, that mentally, this match has to be treated like the final of the World Cup itself. Not because it mathematically is, because if the Americans lose tonight, on home soil, everything the tournament has built gets erased in 90 minutes. Christian Pulisic is back, fully healthy for the first time this tournament, expected to start for the first time after coming off the bench in a gutting last-kick loss to Turkey in the group finale. He says he's definitely ready. Nobody in that locker room needs reminding what's already happened this week. Germany, four-time champions, are gone, eliminated by Paraguay, a team many expected to lose easily. The Netherlands are out too. Favorites are dying early in this tournament, and Bosnia, ranked dozens of spots below the Americans, is exactly the kind of team that has been pulling off those upsets. So what does that mean for the kid from Wisconsin? It means tonight isn't really about a ranking gap. It's about a young man walking into the stadium where American fans will vastly outnumber his own, representing the parents who survived the worst thing a country can do to its own people, against the country that built him as a player and once called him one of its own. He has said it directly, describing Srebrenica as something he will never forget, a part of him, in his own words, that he carries in his blood. That's not a talking point. That's the whole reason he's standing on that field tonight, instead of on the other side of it. For American fans, this game carries a strange, uncomfortable intimacy. The player most likely to hurt the U.S. tonight isn't a stranger from across the world. He's a product of American soccer's own system, molded in its own academies, now aimed directly back at it. If Bosnia wins, The story writing itself in real time is brutal for the U.S. men's program. The pipeline built to create players like him instead created the player who ended their World Cup. If the U.S. wins, the story is just as haunting in a different way. A family that survived genocide watches their son's World Cup end on the same night, in the same stadium, against the country he once wore as a boy. There is no version of tonight where this feels small. Had you ever imagined a genocide survivor's son eliminating the team that trained him from the same World Cup his parents' new country is hosting? How many goals, if any, do you think Esmir Bajraktarević scores before Bosnia's World Cup run finally ends? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching The World Game, and I'll see you in the next story.